What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Trent the Truth Show. I'm your host, Trent the Truth. Whatever you're doing, wherever you're listening from, thank you for tuning in. Please like and subscribe to our podcast on Spotify and YouTube. And give us a follow, too, on all of our social media. You're going to find it at Trent the Truth, anywhere you look. Instagram, TikTok, all of that. Real quick, today's episode is brought to you by Freestyle Karaoke. Are you ready for the hottest karaoke event in Chicago? That's right. Freestyle Karaoke is happening once again and is going down August 22nd at Hue, Chicago. But what is Freestyle Karaoke, you ask? Well, Freestyle Karaoke is a mix between the classic singing game karaoke blended with the fun and excitement of freestyle, all under the backdrop of Chicago's hottest clubs and venues. So grab your karaoke crew and get ready to have fun, karaoke, and freestyle. Again, Freestyle Karaoke, August 22nd at Hue, Chicago. Tickets on sale now via Event Noir or follow the link in the bio, our Instagram, Freestyle Karaoke, Instagram and Facebook. Again, Freestyle Karaoke. And man, look, shit, if you like me, having fun going out freestyling, doing your thing on any random beat, you might as well go ahead and take advantage of that. It's going down August 22nd. Get your tickets, and you know how that goes. And I always make sure I tell y'all, man, if you want to advertise your business or if you want to sponsor an episode, if you got any questions, comments, concerns, or anything you want me to address, email me at trentthetruthshow@gmail.com. Again, that's trentthetruthshow@gmail.com. If you want to donate to the cause, our Cash App is Trent the Truth 88. Make sure you put the $sign in the front. Trent the Truth 88. And we always grateful for whatever you decide to give, whatever you decide to send in, comment, whatever you do. As long as you're engaging and just loving the Trent the Truth Show, we appreciate it, for real. Man, what we got today? As always, you know, we got a good show. You know, we're gonna do our word of the day. You know, we got our shot of the day. You know, we got our tips. And I always try to make sure I keep a good topic, make sure I keep a good message, something going on, something that you can use. So we're gonna make sure we apply that, make sure we go ahead and just use that in every way we can. Having a pretty smooth week, I can't lie. I gotta be honest. Like I say, I try not to complain, man. I don't complain at all because it don't do no good. I always try to make sure I'm keeping my glass half full, staying positive in each and every way that I can. And it helps. For real, it helps. There'd be a lot of bullshit going on in life. So, you know, you just always can't let it get you down. You can't always complain about it. So it's best not to. It's best to just go ahead and keep your head up. Walk up. Let it roll off your shoulders. Keep smiling every day you get a chance to wake up. That's good enough. So that's why I pretty much keep a lot of things. Getting a lot of good love, getting a lot of great feedback on one of the last episodes. Last episode I did a group episode. That was kind of one of the first group episodes of the Trent the Truth Show. You know, just trying to branch out, making sure we keep a wide range to ourselves. You don't really want to kind of stay in the same box. So, and I got a lot of love off that. So it's letting us know that we can keep doing group podcasts. Like I was telling you earlier, man, I'm gonna have guests. People are hitting me up, want to come on. People are letting me know things that they dealing with. They want to talk about it. And there's a lot of things that they're gonna share that they could probably help you with. They can help me with. Things that they just want to get off their chest, and that's really what the Trent the Truth Show is about. So don't be afraid, man. Hit me up, email me, whatever you need to do. Get with me, man. Let's talk about whatever you want to talk about, for real. I always try to tell people, and the main thing I want to try to make sure I do with the show is continuously provide good substance. Because see, it's too many bullshit podcasts out here. There's so much ratchet shit out here. It's not hard to find the drama. It's not hard to find the negative shit. So you really don't got to search at all. So, you know, I try to be different. I try to make sure I provide something different. I try to make sure I provide something that anybody could use, which is one of the reasons why I stay away from politics. I stay away from events and things that's going on in those worlds that I'm really not a part of, because I want them actually to be able to use and be able to apply everything that I'm saying. So it's not really about just grabbing current events and talking about the president and all of that. That ain't necessary. I want the president to listen to me and be able to apply everything that I'm saying in life, instead of taking what the president said or taking what the president did and trying to make little clips and bites off of that. That ain't necessary. That ain't my place. So I stay away from those subjects. I try to keep some substance. And I truly believe that's what the Trent the Truth Show is about. I truly believe that's what we've been providing. That's what I've been providing. And we've been getting a lot of great feedback. So I'm really happy about that. So we're going to keep going. We keep it strong. And man, each and every improvement that we make, we go ahead and do that, because that's all it's about. Just living and growing and developing. It's all about just growth and development. Any way you can, just making sure you do that. So that's what we make sure we want to do. And then making sure we growing and developing is part of the main reason why I do my word of the day. I use this word of the day app. I've been using this app for a while, man, and I've been on a nice little streak. And like I said, it's always been helping me with my vocabulary, always helping me stay in the loop in different conversations. When I hear words that I maybe haven't heard before, through this word of the day app, I'm able to know what those words mean and just speed up on little small things in my vocabulary. So today's word of the day is canard. Let me get that pronunciation.
Canard.
Canard. Canard is a noun. Canard is spelled C-A-N-A-R-D. C-A-N-A-R-D. Canard. Like I said, canard is a noun, and it means a false report or a story. A false report or a story. You can set up here and told these police a canard, thinking this is going to get somebody in trouble, and it didn't even work. They found out you was lying. Canard. False report or a story. Don't be out here telling no canards. You don't want to be that type of person. See why we got truth in our name, because we don't do that canard. For real, that's not our name, that's not our game. So we don't do that. Moving on. Along with the flow of the show, we doing our shot of the day. Like I say, man, I keep my water. You always want to make sure you stay hydrated. But sometimes you may have a day where the day maybe didn't treat you so well. Or maybe the day treated you really well. You want to have a shot. You just want to celebrate something. Or you just want to make sure you get through them times where it's rough. Maybe you just want to knock the jitters off. Or maybe you just want to, you want to celebrate something or somebody. And we do our shot of the day. So today's shot of the day is going to be coming from effing cucumber vodka. Yeah, this is a pretty exotic one right here. But I like it. I tried it one time. Client came through, bought it for me, put me on it, and I like it. It kind of got a weird aftertaste. You get them cucumber hints at the end, but it's pretty nice. I like it. It's pretty, it's pretty smooth. Just some little tips about effing vodka, effing cucumber vodka. It was born in 2011. It is a super premium. It's naturally flavored. It's a naturally flavored spirit known for its crisp cucumber freshness and Dutch-inspired smoothness. The name effing means smooth, even, and balanced in Dutch. It reflects their goal for quality and flavor. You can get a fifth or 750 of effing anywhere between $21 and $30, making it a moderately priced but high quality choice. Vodkas, I don't know. Vodkas are pretty known to be in that range. I've never really known them to be lower than that. Never really known them to be higher than that, unless you maybe getting some sort of vodka we ain't really heard of, but any vodka, you're going to find it at $21, $30 range. Some good drinks you can make with cucumber vodka. You can make the coconut palm. You can make the coconut martini. You can make the cucumber martini. Stirred, adding a dry vermouth to it with a cucumber wheel. There's also a cucumber coconut palm, mixing coconut water, kiwi, lemon juice, and simple syrup for a tropical shake. You can also do a cucumber Bloody Mary. Just replace the plain vodka with cucumber flavor. Just add a little basil or some beer. There's a cucumber sweet and sour. Vodka, lime juice, maraschino cherries, kiwi, and sugar. There's the Irish Blessing. Vodka, lime mint, simple syrup, bitters. And then you got your spring breeze. You got your cucumber vodka, lime, pineapple, basil, syrup, simple syrup with soda. Those are all good drinks you can have on a nice summer day. Ice it out, chill it out, sit down, have a good drink. Really, you can have your cucumber neat, on the rocks. You can have your effing cucumber however you choose. But in my community, we just crack that motherfucker open and pour a cup. And that's always what we gonna do. And I'm really not sure what you having, but you go ahead and do the same thing. We're gonna go ahead and pour our shot. Not sure what you're doing, not sure where you at, but it is 5 o'clock somewhere. Our shot of the day is coming from effing vodka, cucumber effing vodka, and we all said cheers. Pretty nice. Goes down smooth, circulates well. If you never tried the effing cucumber, make sure you try it. Oh man. Ooh. Moving on. Always want to make sure we keep a good flow. The OGs used to always tell us, each one teach one. Nino Brown told us, he asked us and wanted to make sure that we was being our brother's keeper. And since I believe in those, and since I agree with that, those things also made me want to take part in that. And those things also help spark the Trent's tips. Anytime you want to get a chance, to give yourself a chance, you just want to make sure you stand the line of thought, listen to your elders, making sure you're just comparing and agreeing. Anytime you get a chance, making sure you're growing. And like I said, that's always the reason that we spark our Trent's tips. Sometimes it's things that I come up with. Sometimes it's a tip that I get from somebody that I, interpret myself and want to make sure I share with you guys. But either way, it all becomes a part of Trent's tips. And this first tip that I want to come up with today is keep the attitude that pays, not the one that's going to cost you. Let me say it again. Keep the attitude that pays, not the one that's going to cost you. And this tip mostly relates and applies to just keeping a positive mental attitude and watching how you respond in certain situations. You never want to be the person flying off the handle, doing the types of, displaying the type of behavior that's going to get you in some sort of trouble to where you're thinking in the end what you could have done different, what you should have done to prevent yourself from being in this spot. When all you got to do is just keep a good attitude. One thing my father used to always share with us, me and my brothers and sisters, is that your attitude determines your altitude. Sometimes it's the way you act. Sometimes it's the way you carry yourself. Sometimes it's the way you perform that determines how well you're going to grow, how far you're going to go. Sometimes it's how you respond to situations that determine what's going to happen to you, whether you're going to get yourself in more trouble, whether you're going to get yourself out of trouble. And you always want to make sure you keep an attitude that pays you. One thing I learned back in my sports days was just having a PMA, positive mental attitude, because it works. It carries you. It's going to help you. It's going to be the thing that gets you out of situations. It's going to be the thing that helps you get further. It's going to be the things that just seal those deals in certain things. This is going to help you making sure you carrying and keeping an ironclad attitude out here, because that's what you really need to survive. And you don't want to have an attitude that's gonna cost you. You don't want to have an attitude that's gonna blow something for you. That's gonna cost you some kind of way. That's gonna end you up in some kind of trouble. Maybe you won't get that job. Maybe you will get arrested, or whatever it is. You always just want to make sure you're having a good attitude, because that's the thing. That's gonna be the thing that saves you. Positive mental attitudes always help. Making sure you keep the attitude that pays and not the one that costs. You don't want to be nowhere sitting in the end thinking about what you could have did to save that situation when you flew off the handle, or you didn't handle it the right way, you didn't respond the right way. Sometimes you do be getting tested, and you got to make sure you pass. Because if you don't pass, then you're gonna fail, and then sometimes that failure is something you can't come back from, and then you really learn. Keep the attitude that pays, not the one that's gonna cost you. Tip 2. And see, this tip right here, tip 2, is really something that goes along with reciprocity and just making sure you stand the same type of person. Tip 2: keep that same energy when it's your turn. For real, it's as simple as that. I'm gonna say it again. Keep that same energy when it's your turn, fam. And like I say, this tip right here goes along with reciprocity and just being the same type of person, or being willing to accept the same type of person that you're being when it gets thrown back at you. This all kind of goes back into what you taught when you're young. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Making sure you doing all of the good things, all of the right things, or making sure you're doing anything that you would not mind being done to you. You want to sit out here and talk shit about people. You want to sit out here and go behind people's back doing things. You want to go, you want to do the wrong thing anytime you get a chance. Just make sure when it's your turn to deal with that, when it's your turn to take that medicine, make sure you keep that same energy. Be that same type of person. Don't be the one that want to call some shit off, or don't be the one that want to stop and understand now when it's your turn. Like, no, be that same one. Keep that same energy. And see, that also applies to positive things. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you do the right things for people. Make sure you clap when it's not your turn. Because when it is your turn, people gonna clap for you. But a lot of this really applies on the negative side, because you don't really have to tell people how to maintain being a positive person. You really got to help them with this negative shit. And the negative shit is really, the thing that goes out the most. Keep that same energy when it's your turn. For real, it's important. You don't want to be the one out here dishing this shit out and you can't take it. And if you one of them and you can't take it, stop dishing that shit out. Flat out. Keep that same energy. Keeping the good flow moving on. We out here at tip 3. Tip 3 is something that I really hated and I see a lot. It's something that's just gonna go on and I don't know how it's gonna change. But tip 3 is positivity is silent. Negativity is loud. Positivity is silent. Negativity is loud. And not necessarily saying that that's a tip, but that's just something that's been on my mind, and that's something I always wanted to understand, because why? And this really goes back in reverse, it reverts to positive reinforcement. We don't really do this enough. We don't really get our share of doing the right things enough. For some odd reason, when things go bad, when we have a bad customer experience, anywhere we go, I'm a barber. You have a bad customer experience with the barber, you're gonna make sure you be loud about it. But at the same time, if everything goes well, or if you get wild off your socks, you get your expectations exceeded plus more, then your report isn't as long. It isn't as big. It isn't as great as it would be if it was some negative shit going on. And that's what I don't understand. Why is the positivity silent? Why is negative reinforcement louder than positive reinforcement? It should be the other way around. Why is positive silent? Why is negative loud? That's something that I think we need to fix. That's something that needs to be handled immediately, because we always seem to feed into the negative shit. Give that positive shit the same energy you give the loud shit. The negative shit, I'm sorry. I don't know. But if you get around understanding that negative is gonna be loud, you'll also understand how customers can be when you're dealing with the public. You already know they're not really gonna praise the things that they should. You know, the food good, the service good, everything is on top. You know, you're on top of everything you're supposed to be providing. You don't get a review. Let your ass have a bad day on whatever business you provide. Let something slip. Let you be a human as a business owner or provider or anything. They ain't gonna tear your ass up. Well, we need to stop that though, because that's our problem. If you're gonna have the negativity loud, then keep the positive shit loud as well. But positivity seems to be so silent. Negative shit is loud. Let's stop that. Let's put a hat on that. For real. Moving on. You know, like I say, I try to keep a good flow, man. I don't try to keep people in here long. I come in, I make my points, I do what I gotta do, say what I gotta say, and I'll let y'all go ahead, because I really know what I understand is y'all really want to get back to the ratchet shit that I was talking about earlier. You know, this type of stuff y'all skip over and fast forward through, but now I'm talking shit, because y'all fuck with me and I hear it. Y'all tell me all the time, y'all give me great feedback, you know, so I do appreciate that. But we moving on, man. This topic I prepared. I'm sure y'all remember that story about the Little Red Hen, right? Making the bread, asking the friends for help, you know, all that type of shit. Friends ain't want to do nothing. If you don't remember, I'll gladly refresh your memory. The story starts, the Little Red Hen finds some wheat seeds and decides to plant them. She asks, who will help me plant the wheat? All the other animals say, not I. All the animals got an excuse. All the other animals seem to be busy when she asks for help. So she starts to see that she got a lot of work. So she asks for help for watering. She asks her friends for help for watering. Not I. She asks for help with the harvesting and milling the wheat into flour. What was their response? Not I. They ain't nowhere to be found. So she get tired of asking their ass and decided to do it all her damn self. And she did. She went on and made the bread, put it in the oven. Then when the bread is finally baked, she asked, who will help me eat the bread? Every motherfucker she went and asked in the beginning that wasn't available came out and shouted, I will. Right, now y'all want to help. Now y'all here to help eat the bread. Right, of course. Now all of a sudden motherfuckers available. But old hen dog had a trick for their ass. She told their ass, she hit them with the, no, I'll eat it myself. And walked off on their ass, leaving the moral of the story on their man. The moral of the story, if you don't help with the work, you don't share in the reward. When I thought about that story, it made me think and realize how much it relates so much in real life. You know, of course, it's a fable. Of course, it's a made-up story, but it packs a lot of great moral value in it. It made me see how, in our own lives, where we play the role of the hen, it also made me see how we unconsciously or how we intentionally play the role of the other animals. Now, I learned about this story at a very young age back in grammar school, but we're going to We're going to walk through how it exists today. We're going to identify who we are, and we're going to make some corrections wherever they need to be applied. We're going to see who the hen, who the other animals, how we've been being the hen, how we've been being the other animals. We're going to break all this down. And let's start by breaking down the characters. Who is the hen? The Little Red Hen. Who is she? Hen dog. Who is that? That's the hardworking and the responsible. The hen, the one that gets up every morning, just like you, understanding what the daily tasks are, understanding what she got to do every day, making sure you're getting it done. Who is that? That's you. Getting right to it, overwhelmed or not. Because see, it's an understanding that this thing has to be done. Also, the hen understands that it may not be help with the task, and she's used to that. So she already got the willpower to do it alone, just like you. And she got some lazy ass animal friends. Who don't got those? Who don't got no lazy ass friends? Motherfuckers ain't gonna watch you do it all, and then want to show up in the end. Who are the lazy animals? The lazy animals, the dog, the cat, the duck. Those motherfuckers that was unwilling to help. Always busy, never available, never around to help. The ones you can't depend on. I know we got plenty of motherfuckers like that we know. But even in knowing all of that, what's important? It's important to understand that when you're the hen and you know what's on your plate, when you know the task is great, and you also know the help will be few, don't look for them. For real. Don't expect their help. Don't look for them. Don't look for them to be there. Don't look for them to help build when you're reconstructing your life. Don't look for them to help when you're rebuilding your foundation, when you're starting that business. You already know they're not going to be there, so don't look for them. It don't make no sense to do that. See, what lazy motherfuckers don't understand is your work ethic is what's going to pay off. Showing up every day when you don't want to, it pays off. And sometimes it's really that simple. When you hear people telling their stories, their success stories, and they're just telling you about how they was getting up every day, staying consistent. That's really what it is. Sometimes that shit pays off. People ain't doing no magical shit that you can't do. It's just a matter of whether you're gonna do it or not. You gonna be the hen, or are you gonna be the other animals? That's a decision that you're gonna have to make. All of the hen's success is just a result of consistent effort in life, putting in the work, especially when you know others won't. All of those things often leads to better outcomes. Hall of Famer Jerry Rice once said, "Today I will do what others won't, so tomorrow I can do what others can't." And you can credit that as the reason why there's clear separation between yourself and others. It makes it easier to be confident, and it makes it easier to be comfortable with who you are. Just knowing you're not lazy is enough. Just knowing that alone is just enough to bring you that relief. Just being a doer. Shouts out to the DIYers. For real. Just taking that step and just doing shit on your own. Not being in a hurry to call for help. You know what I'm saying? Just being a DIYer. And the lazy motherfuckers don't understand, and it should be common sense. But don't expect rewards without contribution. You can't expect results from the work you didn't put in. That's ridiculous if you do, because that's crazy. Like, what the fuck is on your bird? Why are you expecting results from work you don't put in? See, the lazy animals wanted to enjoy the benefits without help. They wanted some of the bread. They was hungry. That shit smelled good and they wanted some. They had time to eat all of a sudden. Motherfuckers was just, not too long ago, during the preparation of it, they was just lazy. They ain't had shit to do. But they ain't want to help. Just like them lazy motherfuckers you know. Not knowing when What they don't understand is when you keep ducking out of helping people and you know they need your help, when you constantly weaseling out of things, getting down on motherfuckers, thinking you getting down on motherfuckers, pay attention and understand that you're building up their self-reliance. Because pretty soon they're not gonna need you. They're not gonna need your help after a while. See, it's a different game when you want to lend help and you're not needed. That should make your feelings hurt. You know, you're gonna feel some type of way. But the thing is, motherfucker, I saw how unreliable you are. I showed myself that I can get this done alone. And sometimes that's what you gotta turn into. When you know the help ain't gonna be there, don't wait on them. Don't look for them. Just go ahead and do that shit alone. When others don't step up, you got to take that initiative alone. And you're going to show yourself that leadership and independence. Then when motherfuckers want to come in the end, when they want to celebrate and they want to help eat the bread, you're going to be able to tell their ass, bitch, you wasn't with me shooting in the gym. Get your ass up out of here. You see what I'm saying? You're going to be able to tell them that because you did it alone. You made the bread alone. They ain't want to help. They ain't offer no help. So you went on and did it. And once this shit starts smelling good, once you see what the outcome is, they want to come along in. No, you're going to be able to rightfully tell their ass, like, no. You wasn't with me shooting in the gym. They ain't going to have shit to say. They're not going to be able to refute that. They're going to have to honor that. And that's fair. That's the fair thing. That's what's fair. You wasn't there to help. So when you're not a part of the outcome, when you don't get to attach your name to the finished product, when you find out you've been cut out, don't have a problem with that either. You can't. Because that's the new fair. Fairness don't mean everybody get a piece. Fairness means everybody get what they earn. You ain't putting nothing in, you don't get nothing out. Where in the world can you go and get paid or benefit for some shit you didn't do? Tell me. You can't. So stop thinking you can do that shit in this world. Stop thinking you can do that shit with your friends. Stop thinking you can do that shit with your family. Because you can't. You can't. There's so many times where we possess a crazy ass amount of expectations just because of default. Just because it's my homie. Just because we friends, I'm supposed to benefit out of your success. I'm supposed to be able to get a piece of your work just because. How many times has this happened in our community? More than what the fuck we want. See what I'm saying? Because see, we watch motherfuckers. We watch motherfuckers do what they gotta do. That one family member or a friend that actually went and graduated from college. Now he got himself a good job. Now she got a promotion from being on that job. And here you come, get your motherfucking hand out. For what? For what though? What you help with? You ain't help with shit. You wasn't there. You watched me do all this. You watched me do all this. You saw them in their process and you ain't offer shit. You ain't even care. Then when that person boss up on our ass and it turn into that hen, then we want to say they bogus. And they not bogus. No, man, it don't work that way. It ain't gonna fly. Take that shit somewhere else. No jury in the world will side with you. Because see, it's a responsibility on our part. In order for you to be a part of the hen's success, you can't be one of them unhelpful ass animals. Let's talk about them. Let's see if we can fix you. You see, motherfuckers be unhelpful out here. Motherfuckers will stand and watch you do everything and then just try to attach your name on that. You remember that shit back in grammar school. You was doing science projects or whatever projects it was. And it was 4, 5 of y'all in a group. And you knew you was in a group with that one motherfucker that wasn't finna do shit at all. But at the end, they was just gonna be able to put their name on the work and get all the credit. You can't be one of them unhelpful ass animals. You can't be like that. So we're gonna talk about them. And And we're gonna see how we can fix you. I mean, even though they're described as not helpful, even though they're described as, not being able to get a piece of the bread, they're not evil people. The animals ain't evil. It's a way for them to turn it around. They got the ability to be decent. But see, where they become problematic is they too passive. They self-centered. They self-interested. You know what I'm saying? And they short-sighted. They don't really care about nobody but themselves. And shit, many of us, we accidentally act like them animals at times, not even paying attention. Unbeknownst to us, we play that animal role. Let's break that down. Try to see it. Let's try to see if we can prevent from being those other animals. A good place to start is checking your entitlement. Check your entitlement meter. And see, when you do that, you learn to understand that people don't have to do anything for you. People ain't got to do shit for you. Stop thinking that you're going to get a piece of their success just because. And this is the thing that happens so much in our community. We adopt that mindset of, if they made it, then they going to look out for me too. Hell no. We can't do that. That's when we make our biggest mistakes. We make our biggest mistakes like that, thinking that just because this person and when made it, they could have went pro, whatever. They got a great job. They getting a good promotion. They making 6 figures, whatever they doing. You know they can do whatever you ask them to do. Stop thinking you get a piece of that just because. You don't know their expenses. You don't know their life. For real. And see, this is the shit that happens so much in our community. We adopt that mindset. We set ourselves up for failure when we do that. And what we also do is we show the other person what we think about it. For real. You show that person what you really think about them. When you always calling them, want to be part of their success, and you never help them. And every time y'all talk, you got your hand out, you ask for something, and it's not an even exchange. You showing them what you really think about them. You always want to leech off motherfuckers. And see, instead of you always want to be a part of the outcome, try to be a part of the success sometimes. Ask questions like, what do you need help with? You want to get yourself to a place where you're offering value before it's needed. Don't be like the other animals. Don't wait to be asked for help. And see, back in the story, them motherfuckers sat there and waited to be asked for help and still declined. What kind of shit is that? You knew I needed the help, didn't offer, waited for me to ask, and still declined. Come on, man. Niggas good for that. Niggas good for that. Not want to help until there's some sort of reward attached. Not want to step up. How about we learn to be proactive sometimes? Let's do that. Don't think about that. See, if somebody you care about is building something, offer a hand. You could do that. Even in small ways. It don't have to be the biggest job. You don't always have to know everything that they're doing, what they're trying to do. You can help in a smaller way. The hen asks motherfucker to help get some water. That ain't a lot. That's not a lot. You don't have to do a lot. Sometimes help is just spreading the word. Taking something small off their plate. I might not need you to help me build. I might just need you to, you got a truck I can use. Your truck bigger than mine. And I can put some materials on the back of your shit. Let me do that. Let me do that. Shit. I may just, whatever small task I ask. You around this motherfucker and I didn't want to do that. The small, quick shit. You ain't available for that. At every stage of the process, those animals didn't want to help. See, this shit goes into something deeper now. It's really not about it's not really about your ability. You don't want to help. You don't want to extend this help. See what I'm saying? See, wanting to help and being able to help is two different things. Two totally different things. You don't want to help. You standing back watching the motherfucker, knowing you can give him a hand, but you don't want to. You got to be able to see the long game. It may not be a direct benefit just because you lent the hand that one time. You may not get paid. Sometimes it's not a reward. See, while you out here looking for one, you ain't gonna get one sometimes. And see, this goes into why doing things from the heart is more important than being paid. At least it should be that way when it comes to personal relationship. How deep are we as friends if every time we deal, I gotta pay you? You know what I'm saying? Like, what we gotta understand is those small efforts, just from lending your skills, that shit can restore the trust. That can let me know you're gonna be here in the end. That's gonna let me know that I can include you in the shared success later on. See, it's not always about the bread today. It's about the relationships tomorrow. You got to be able to answer when you ask yourself, what deposits am I making? We so busy wanting to make withdrawals. What deposits are we making? What type of friend are we being? We always want to take. What are we giving? What deposits are we making? None. All these things need to be considered before we decide that we want to ask for a piece of the success. That's the main problem with niggas. Motherfuckers gonna make sure they show up for the success part, but don't want to be around when it comes time to do some work. No. That can't be us. That can't be us. We can't be those other animals. For real. Because, see, life, I always tell people, life is both sides. Life is two sides. It's duality. So we're going to be both sides. We're going to be the other animals sometimes. We're going to be the hen sometimes. Now, you think it's cool when you're the other animals, but when your ass that hen, and you ask for help and don't get it, and you start to feel and see what's going on. We love to admire someone's success, but don't want to do the boring, hard, invisible part. We don't want to do none of the shit they had to do. We don't want to do none of this shit. Your entitlement meter then goddamn it went through the roof. Because you out here just wanting to hang on to that hand's coattail. You just want to be a part of the success. Kabu. You just here for the fame. You ain't put in no shit, but you here for the party. Come on, man. Get your ass up out of here. What kind of niggas do that? You. Don't do that. But see, in complete honesty, when you think about it, and when you really want to look in the mirror, when you want to be real with yourself and figure out where you went wrong, it ain't nobody's fault but the hen. Ain't nobody's fault but the hen for thinking she needed help in the first place. Sometimes that's where we fuck it up. Sometimes we never needed that help. That's where we go wrong. That's where we go wrong. That's what we cause our own traffic in our own lives. Because see, we be having these crazy assumptions that help is necessary. We be having these crazy ass assumptions that help can be even beneficial. You could be out here counting on the wrong motherfucking help. And that shit could slow you down. She could set you back. It could delay you. Because you out here wanting help, or because you was out here trying to include motherfuckers just for the sake of it, knowing you don't need them in the first place, or not knowing you never needed them in the first place. And they ain't slowed you down. They ain't set you back. They ain't cost you some money. They ain't cost you some time. You don't necessarily got to do that. And see, that's a real thing. But see, you just got motherfuckers that just want to be around to be nosy. And they ain't worth a damn. You got motherfuckers that just want to be around to spectate. For what? They there though. And that's our fault. You see, as the hen, we thinking, We steady thinking collaboration is better, and it's not. The point we miss is what's important is it's not collaborating. It's not just having bodies. It's who you collaborate with. Having the right people around you. Asking the right people for help. See, that's where we make our mistakes. We just want to have people helping, just having bodies on deck just to say we got hands, just to say we got help. But the wrong help could set your ass back. And it could also keep you from understanding that you can do all this shit yourself. You already the hen. You never needed help. See, that's what you gotta understand. Ain't no sense in having motherfuckers around that can't help you. Ain't no sense in having motherfuckers around that's gonna mess up your whole function. It's pointless. You better off not having them. You better off not having them. Because what good are they gonna do? What good are they gonna do you? And this all goes back into trusting ourselves. We gotta learn how to trust your own capabilities. The hen could have trusted herself from the get-go. Instead of asking for motherfuckers to help. For motherfuckers asking motherfuckers who clearly wasn't interested in helping. They ain't want to help in the first place. You know how they go. When somebody want to help you, they gonna offer that help. They didn't offer that help. They waited to be asked. And they turned her down. They ain't want to help. We know how that feels. We know how that feels. You know what I'm saying? Asking for help, we underestimate what we can do alone. You never know what you can do until you try. Sometimes when we put together tasks and we see the work that we got to do, it might look like a lot. It might look like a lot of shit. You may have a big list of things to do, but once you look at it and break it all down, you understand that, man, this shit ain't a lot. 6 of these things I can do in 10 minutes. I don't know. You just never know. You break it all down and you see that you could have did this shit all alone by yourself. You see you could have did it by yourself. You know, you underestimate yourself. And we got to see the benefit in doing things alone and watch how you you see when you do it alone, you find out it was actually the smart move. Why? Because you know your vision better than anybody else. You know how you want your shit to look. You know how you want this to go. You know how you want this to taste. You know how you want your bread to taste. Whatever it is that you're preparing, whatever it is that you think you need help for, nobody's going to be able to see your vision better than you. You can make moves faster alone, especially in the beginning, because everything is in your head. You got the whole vision. You know how you want it to look. You can move a lot faster. You know what you want to do. You know where you want to go. You can bring this to life a lot faster than just trying to sit and wait on people. You attract more help, actually. So that's what we forget. When you start to do shit on your own and people see that you stepping out, doing everything that you can do by yourself, people tend to actually want to help you more. People lend those hands. For real. They help you once they see you out here doing everything that you can do alone, they help you. Take me for a prime example. People seeing that, you know, I was taking the steps. I want to make sure I put together a good podcast. Now I got editors. Now I have a guest when people want to come on. Just whatever it is, like, man, just show yourself. And I was waiting. I was trying to, man, I need this. I need this person. I need that person. I need this person. I thought I needed those people in the beginning. But what I found out is those people came once they saw that I was able. Once they saw that I was making those steps, taking that initiative, doing this shit on my own. Oh, okay. I see I can help him. What they say, God helps those that help themselves. Be that hen. You knew you was that hen all along. Help yourself all along. You ain't no damn damsel. That shit sound good to say, but you ain't no motherfucking damsel in distress. You been that hen. You been that hen. For real. And once you understand that, you just learn like, man, look, I can do anything, I can be anything, and I understand that people are going to help me along the way once they see me. Back to the God helps those who help themselves. Back to the you take one step, he'll take two. Whatever it is you want to believe in, you learn that you get the help once people see you doing your thing on your own. Because a lot of times people ain't going to lend no help in the beginning. Be that hen. Make sure you ain't being a motherfucking animal though. See, when you get asked for help and you know you can help, be the help, man. Be the help. It ain't gonna cost you too much. Because see, in life, you either gonna be helping break the bread, or you're gonna be waiting for somebody else to feed you. Being the hen is hard. It's hard. We make it sound easy. Sometimes, you got people out here that make it look easy doing shit on their own, but being a hen is hard. But see the beauty in being a supportive teammate. Because that's what's going to get you a place at the table. That's what's going to get you remembered. That's what's going to get you a reward. That's what's going to get you a slice of the bread. Being a helpful teammate. But even if you're just a hen and you can't get nobody to help you, even if you're the hen and you know you got to do the work by yourself, and you already know deep down you got what it takes to complete the task. You know deep down you know you can do anything you set your mind to. Whatever the prime reason, which, you know, whenever you want to do something, whatever your reason is, whenever you want to start something, whenever you want to finish something, anything that you want to do that involves some sort of action, any goals, any destinations, any plans, do not wait on them. Don't wait on them. Bank on them not being there. For real. Bank on them not being there in the beginning, because they won't be. So don't look for them. Don't expect them to be there. If they're going to help you, the help may come down the line. The help might not even come down the line. You see what I'm saying? But make sure while you being that hen, you showing yourself that you can do this alone. And if they don't help you, they don't get none of that bread. They don't get none of that reward. If you're one of those friends and you see the hen doing some work, you see that hen ask you for some help, if you know you see what that hen is doing, if you know you're going to want some of that hen's success, if you know you're going to want some of that hen's bread, lend a motherfucking help wherever you can, because it's important. Figure out who you're going to be. But understand that in life, you're going to be both of them. The other friends ain't bad people. But a lot of times, not even paying attention unbeknownst to us, we become those friends that just sit back and watch. We know we can help, but we don't ask. We say stuff like, oh, they got it. They going to be able to do it. Volunteer sometimes. Or even when you are asked, you know you can help, go ahead and do that. Or when you know you're the hen and you know you don't need that help, just go ahead and do it without them. Either way, we become both. But whatever turn you're going to have, make sure you're doing your part, especially if you know you're going to want to be a part of that. But the truth about it all is we know they're not going to help. So we ain't looking for them in the first place. Don't look for them. Thanks again for tuning in to the Trent the Truth Show. Please make sure you like and subscribe to our podcast and YouTube channel. Follow us on social media, Trent the Truth.
And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you want to be a guest, email me at TrentTheTruthShow@gmail.com. Again, that's TrentTheTruthShow@gmail.com. Thanks again. Tell your friends. Watch it together.